sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Okay, this video is really something you all definitely will love to see, because it's really amazing how palm-colored men wake up and they want to be in black people's business, especially black women, and they think it's okay because for him, he was actually coming out to troll a black woman, but was cut off. I love to see things like this. I love to see them F around and finding out. I love to see when they play stupid games and winning stupid prizes, because this particular one came with a very great prize, and you definitely will love that prize, because like, how did he get into black women's business and think it's okay to be, not just wanting to, like, think it's okay to be rude, right? And trying to tell us how to use towels, while black people were the ones that taught you people how to use paper towels, right? You all do not know how to swipe it before, but we all taught you how to do it and clean up and the rest. So he thought he was going to use all that to get at us. But you know what? When I say a read is reading, this is 10 over 10. Because next time, before he comes out to swipe at, like, throw a black woman, he definitely will think twice, because black men actually came all out. I love to see black men actually defend black women. And this is really one of the best read ever. You know what? My eyes were actually popping all through. Let's get into this video.
So, bar none, is this you? Part of the salted tribe? Well, it seems like you have a lot to say about defining blackness to a black woman. Let's see how we got here.
I don't agree with napkin Americans, but in the case of this plantation Barbie, I agree. I would never call you napkin American to your face. I would probably go with something like rice rascal.
Nay, nay, I will not. I will not sit back and watch white-on-white violence happen.
Bitch, you need cocoa butter like I need cocoa butter. If you don't sit your white ass down...
You are 70% of the chalk you're trying to make fun of. You got fresh batteries in them detectors, don't you? Dork.
Oh, one of my favorite arguments is if you're mixed, you can claim just the black side. Because, if you get a cheese pizza and add pepperoni, it's no longer a cheese pizza, right? Wouldn't that make white the default? Congratulations, you played yourself.
The only difference in our bathrooms is you have decorative lotion while I have decorative towels. You get ashy like I do.
Just out here constantly doing the chalk walk and nobody can see it. It's great.
Listen, you can hate folks with my complexion, but somewhere in your family tree, they wanted some of this grade A platinum card holding Shamit.
So sit down, all right? The Kardashians buy darker makeup than you. And if this hurts your feelings, call your dad. I'm almost positive he'll answer. So get fucked, stay fucked, or drink some bio-key pie. Whoop!
So this is who you were responding to, Jackie Brown, a light-skinned black woman on this app, that you took issue with what she said. And in your quest of taking issue with what she said, you decided in your infinite wisdom to attack her blackness. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, you told her to call her daddy. She didn't have to call anyone, because a black man saw that video. A black man that knows you would never have that same energy for them. Let's get it.
You need cocoa butter like I need cocoa butter. If you don't sit your white ass down...
See, here's the thing, bitch. The reason she would use cocoa butter and the reason you would use cocoa butter are for two different reasons. See, you would use cocoa butter because you've been trying to convince your sister that 3 inches is 6 inches, and she just doesn't get wet enough for it. So therefore, you have to apply cocoa butter. Next.
You are 70% of the chalk you're trying to make fun of. You got fresh batteries in them detectors, don't you? Dork.
That was lame, and I'm sure the only people that found that amusing are the people who are having voluntary sexual relationships with their siblings. Next.
Oh, one of my favorite arguments is if you're mixed, you can claim just the black side. Because, if you get a cheese pizza and add pepperoni, it's no longer a cheese pizza, right? Wouldn't that make white the default? Congratulations, you played yourself.
Oh, that is so cute. The intellectual dishonesty of people like yourself with low IQs that believe that anybody but them would think that the people with a severe lack of melanin are somehow the default on a planet that revolves around the sun at this distance, and that the sun is the life-giving force of this planet, and people who can't even handle a couple of minutes in it without burning or somehow The default. Yeah, and as far as your metaphor, let's put it this way. Chocolate milk plus white milk only equals chocolate milk. But you had more to say.
The only difference in our bathrooms is you have decorative lotion while I have decorative towels. You get ashy like I do. Just out here constantly doing the chalk walk and nobody can see it.
No. See, the difference is you only have decorative towels, while we also have towels to wash our asses with. Next.
Listen, you can hate folks of my complexion, but somewhere in your family tree, they wanted some of this grade A platinum card holding shemeat. So
Yeah, only the descendants of predators would think like that. Because to not acknowledge that the only way your genetic material got into our family tree was through the acts of force. And nobody was out here campaigning for those 3 inches of your ancestors.
So sit down, all right? The Kardashians buy darker makeup than you.
So that was supposed to be a flex? That you picked a family of mediocre white women who have only made their name because they have culturally appropriated black women almost in their entirety? Now who played themselves? And my final message to you is going to be in your own words.
And if this hurts your feelings, so get fucked, stay fucked.
And have the day you deserve.
Americans, but in the case of this plantation Barbie, I agree. I would never call you napkin American to your face. I would probably go with something like rice rascal.
Nay, I will not sit back and watch white on white violence happen. Bitch, you.
Bar none. With 1.1 million followers, yeah, we could do this. Let's battle.
Oh, one of my favorite arguments is if you're mixed, you can claim just the black side because.
You see, this construct of racism is entirely an American product. You see, people that look like me or the Black Queen, we didn't create this product. It was people that look like you that you would call founding fathers, but I like to call them fleeing felons.
Wouldn't that make white the default?
Look at that. Bar none is learning something. You see, the American brand of racism is something very unique.
Listen, you can hate folks of my complexion, but somewhere in your family tree, they wanted some of this grade A platinum card holding shemeat.
Just when I thought you were learning, now you got it all wrong. Now let's go back to school. You see, it wasn't a black woman who lusted after the white man. It was the white man who had watched that beautiful black woman after working in the field all day, return to her chambers. Then he would go back to his own bed and look at his white woman, and he would start to beat his schmeat, and then he would walk out there to the field and grab one of them beautiful black women and begin to have his way. Now in 1630, a white man by the name of Hugh Davis was caught sleeping with a black woman. He was ordered to be beaten in front of the entire Virginia colony because whiteness is only a ledge that you could fall from. His charge was defiling whiteness. 10 years later in 1640, a white man got a black woman pregnant. The white man was ordered to go to church while the black woman was beat in front of the entire village.
Call your dad. I'm almost positive he'll answer.
If he's a black man, because last I researched, black men are more involved in their children's lives, while white men are trying to find new ways to pay for abortions. So bar none, congratulations.
You played yourself.
To the white people who identify as allies, we need to have a talk. I'm requesting that you guys start having conversations with your white relatives, your white friends about spatial awareness, situational awareness, to pay attention to who's around them and the space that they are taking up. Because black people are not required to act gracious when y'all start to act like we're invisible. Bumping into us, not leaving enough space on the sidewalk, in the aisle, and not even saying, excuse me. Standing at my heels in line, reaching over me like you can't see me, like you can't see her, like you can't see him, like you can't see us. I'm not accepting apologies anymore because you saw me. I'm at work, right, helping this black woman. As we're conversing, this white lady who's been standing behind the black woman interrupts and says, can you help me with this? When I'm done helping her, and she didn't just walk up and have a reason to believe that that woman had already been helped. She had been standing there for a hot minute watching us exchange words. I asked the black woman, is there anything else that I can help you with? And the white lady goes, yeah, I asked you if you could help me with. I'm not talking to you. You see the woman standing in front of me. She has not left. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Black parents would sit us down and say, when we leave this house, act like you've been somewhere before. Act like you got some sense. Don't touch nothing because I'm not buying nothing. Don't wander off. We had whole staff meetings before we left the house. And I think when you leave the house with your white grandmother, your white friend, your white mom, your white dad, whoever, you need to start having these conversations because I'm done. Sit them down and say, Black people are going to be among us. Please make sure that you make way like you naturally would for someone who looks like us. Please respect their personal space. Do not rudely reach over them or in front of them. Say excuse me if they're in the way, or wait. And if they're being assisted by someone in line, wait your motherfucking turn. Because if y'all continue to act like you've never been in a social setting before and one of us goes off on you, be graceful, as Black people are expected to do when we're faced with your disrespect. Have some grace, be patient, be understanding, because we've had it with you. Okay?
He absolutely played himself. Oh my goodness. You know, my eyes were popping throughout this video because, whoo, it was a huge read. Oh my goodness. Now, let me tell us something. You know, pop color people are so quick to want to swipe at Black people, probably trying to, it's always like they want to read because they think they can read. And you all know what they always think. When they want to read, they think, you know, they feel like because they speak English, for that reason that they are the most smart and all that. But it's really amazing how they don't know how there are. And some of them knew nothing about history and the rest of it. Now, starting from, okay, let me start from Tina then. Tina then really came ready, and I enjoyed his own read because it was like, you know, so on point. And yeah, Black people, we use cocoa butter, and you all know what we use it for, to moisturize and get ourselves all clean up, looking great, not looking ashy and all that. But the other side, I don't know what they do with it, but you heard it from Tina then. And the fact that somebody decided to talk about slavery, you all remember how it all happened. And I mean, you all know all that, like how their men sneak around trying to do something to Black women, you know? And when they are caught, it's always we that take the responsibility because we get beaten, we get exposed, we get, like, you know, paraded and all that. But it's been in their culture to shield, like, you know, to protect their whatever. You can imagine, I mean, when they do things like that, you see them, you are supposed to go to church, right? But the person they try to victimize and all that ends up being the one to be paraded and make mockery of, because this has always been the history, you know, the history of Black people and how we've been treated and the rest of it. The fact that a full-grown man actually woke up to, like, you know, wants to respond to a Black woman and not just come in correct. He actually went, like, he was trying to be shady, you know, and then get caught up. I love to see things like this, like, you know, makes me happy. Because I am sure he probably might lock up his account after seeing all this read and all that. And a very big shout out to them for giving him the best read ever, because like the read was reading, you know. And yeah, so next time you want to take a swipe, I was trying to look for a way to get to Black women or Black people in general, I hope you sit down and think twice, because we ain't joking, not even for a minute. I love it for him. I hope he sit back, relax, and enjoy what he brought upon himself. Nobody did this to him. He did it to himself. And like in the end of his video, you can go F just according to what he said, like, you know, and everybody also gave it back to him. See you all in my next video. This is what I love it. F around and find out. So he absolutely found out. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So he got his own prizes and great package for him. Bye for now.